Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. It's beautiful outside, sun is shining again. So, today I wanted to talk about priorities in our life and how do we actually meet those priorities, those goals, without getting distracted by something else. So, firstly, I recommend actually writing down what your priorities are. So, they're going to be different for everyone. So it might be things like health and fitness, like you want your body to look a certain way, you want to feel a certain way. So actually you want to get your diet, your exercise, and your sleep all in check. So that might be quite high priority for you, like it is for me, because I feel like if you don't have that under control, then it just affects everything else in your life. And you might have priorities around stuff that you want to learn or study. So maybe something that really interests you that you want to understand more about, something that can really help you, something you enjoy. So you've got that. You've also got emotional life. So you might have a priority that actually you want to sort out these underlying issues you have. Maybe you find yourself getting really anxious or really depressed, really sad or really angry or any of these emotions. When actually you can easily live a life without those things in it, there at all, pretty much. And that's what I do as part of my coaching, is help people with that. So those are people who have anxiety and depression and lack confidence, all of these type of things. And it's so simple, like the solution. When I work with people, like it's really simple to solve these things. So that's something you might want to work on in yourself. You might be actually sick of like feeling upset quite a lot of the time, or feeling angry, or like snapping at someone. So you might want to get that under control. So that might be a priority for you. And then you also have other areas such as maybe your love life. So maybe you're in a relationship that's not going so great and actually you want to try and solve that. So maybe you're having some issues there. So it can quite often happen when people have their first child that things in the relationship change a lot. And how to get back to that time where you had that spark and that excitement. Or you could be single and looking for a relationship, or even just looking for some fun, or whatever it is. Maybe you don't want a relationship, and that's cool as well. Like there's loads of ways you can go. You don't have to, for example, have a relationship to be happy. You don't need any of that. It's whatever you want. So maybe you want to prioritize that. Maybe you've been single for ages, and you're like, actually now it's time to find someone. Or actually, I'm really sick of this bad marriage I'm in, and I want to do something about it. So that may be taking action to try and change your partner, for example, or maybe just ways that you communicate with your partner. So it's again something I help people with. So there's that. Maybe you want to become better parents. So maybe like what you're doing is, yes, particularly during this lockdown time, you've got loads of time with your kids, probably more than normal. So maybe you want to use a lot of this time to focus on actually building a good relationship with your children. Maybe your social life. So obviously it's harder at these times, but maybe you have a goal of where you actually want to meet people that inspire you to do things, like that really lift you up and enhance your life. So maybe you have lots of friends now, but actually when you see them, they kind of drag you down a bit, and you just think, I don't really enjoy spending time with them. I don't really get anything out of it. So maybe you want to kind of examine that area of your life. Financial. So this is a huge kind of question, particularly at the moment, for people like struggling with financials. So maybe you've kind of lost your job, or maybe you're about to lose your job, or maybe you're seeing at this kind of time that you really just want to make sure that your finances are in order, so that when things like this happen, you'll be less likely to be affected. And a huge part of this is mindset. So it's about understanding like what money really is, like why we have these certain views on money. A lot of us think that money is really scary, and it's a lot of people think it's people that are wealthy have just done something to achieve that wealth that's harmed others, for example. There's all kinds of views on money, and whatever your beliefs are, they're going to influence what you do about your money and your financial situation. So this is again something I work people with, like mindset shifts around money, which is huge because we spend most of our lives trying to earn money, and like a lot of us do that without even realizing the real reason why we're doing that. And it's it's a fascinating topic. So maybe you want to spend time working on your financials, not just working on your actual financials, but actually working on your mindset around your financials. So it's links to always kind of wanting more, which is an ego characteristic of thinking I need to just earn more money. And like you've got to look into why do you feel like you want to do that. So that's another area. Career. And so as I link to financial at the moment, loads of people are struggling with maybe losing their jobs or deciding actually now's a great time to change and do something they actually enjoy. So it's a bit like me. I did a career for a long time, which paid well and other things, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't feel passion for it. I didn't jump out of bed wanting to do it. It was more like a drain of my energy. So now can be an amazing time to shift your career to doing something you love. And again, that's what I work with people on. And now is an amazing time to do that. Do something you actually like want to get out of bed for, something that like drives you. There's nothing quite like it, especially since we spend like the vast majority of our waking hours doing a job. So those are some key areas I've just listed off. So we've got the physical, so your kind of body, looking after that. You've got your emotional life to sort that out. You've got your love life, you've got parenting, you've got social life, financial, careers, and then intellectual. So that was like looking up things that you want to know more about. And also the spiritual, like a lot of people now are getting into what spiritual is a weird term because lots of people think that means something like really woo and just like for weirdos basically, which is kind of what I thought when really I've realized it's like one of the most important things that we can have, and all spiritual really means is that something non-physical. And so what we are really is this attention. So we're not, that is our innermost being, is this attention that sees things. And so that isn't a form, like you can't touch it, you can't touch attention because you are it. So that's really what spiritual means. So it's not really that crazy. And actually my kind of journey, I don't want to say spiritual journey because that puts people off, but it is like it's just understanding of who you really are, which is this awareness, is really so critical to kind of to look at because it affects. That's probably the most important thing you can do is to discover who you really are, which is this awareness. So that's the key, the underpinning of everything I do with clients is actually really like help them realize who they are. This person with limitless potential that can literally do anything they want to do, pretty much. So that's that. So those are all the different kind of categories that your life can slot into, all those different things. And so what I really recommend you do is just prioritize things and think, right, like what are my goals for? You could start with a year or you could do just a week. What are my goals like for this week? Maybe, for example, I want to go for like at least a couple of runs or like whatever kind of exercise you like to do to get my body looked after, because that affects everything else. So if your body is feeling like crap, like you maybe drinking alcohol all the time and eating shitty food, then you're going to feel rubbish and you won't have energy to do anything else. So you got that. So maybe that might be a goal of yours. You might have a goal to actually, I've always felt really not confident in my life and not feeling like I was good enough. So maybe it's time to deal with those things, like if they're holding you back. Trust me, like once you get rid of all that baggage that you carry around, your life is so much more simple and enjoyable, and you can actually achieve so much more. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's sorting out that love life that you've kind of that's not going so well at the moment. Whatever it is for you, have all those categories. Write down like what you want to achieve, and then the key is to stick to achieving some of those things. So it can be good to block your time in your diary to say like between maybe 6 and 8 p.m. I'm going to do is like just concentrate on my exercise and just do that, and try and do it as presently as possible so your attention is in your body. And then you can notice distractions that come up. So maybe you might think, right, one of my focuses this week is to concentrate on this project I'm working on. So it could be a work project, or it could be writing a book, or you could be like doing whatever. And you say, right, between these hours, I'm going to do that. So once you got into your computer, what do? Maybe it was an autopilot. What a lot of us do is maybe go on to like go and read the news, or go and play a video game, or whatever it is, something that isn't on your priority list, but it's just a habit that you have, like a really bad unconscious habit. which just wastes your time. So I mean, so then you might spend 3 hours playing some game, and you just think, at the end of the evening, have I worked on this project, something I really wanted to do, like write this book or whatever it is, or you spend some quality time with my kids, or try and like sort out this relationship I have with my partner so we can get it moving in a positive direction. No, I've just distracted myself and spent 3 hours in games and I've not achieved anything. So my key message is really just choose first, prioritize, and the second, choose your distractions. So for example, sometimes I work a lot on my business in the evenings, and what used to happen is a silly example, but I've got two cats, and like they would come in the evenings and meow and like want attention, and I'd realise I was getting distracted a lot of the time. So I'd be like going out, seeing them, and then once you're in the middle of something and then you switch your attention, it takes ages to get back to that mindset again. So you're kind of wasting a lot of time, especially if you do it multiple times, which I was doing. So is this a simple solution? When I realised that was happening, it's just like just shut them downstairs. They can still go outside, but whilst I'm doing my work, just shut them downstairs, and then I don't get distracted. Something as simple as that. And that means that at the end of the evening, I actually get what I want to do done. And they're fine. Yeah, they don't need me. They can go out and play and do whatever they want. So that's just one little example. Or it could be even other kind of silly things, like, for example, maybe if you're working or doing something at your desk and you've got a window there, and maybe you can see other people's gardens and like see what they're doing. And you might find yourself maybe just watching like what's going on out there and realizing that a lot of time has been spent doing that, and it was time that's not been productive and working towards any of your goals. So there's like just my key message is, so prioritize and then just notice what distracts you. So try and pay attention to like where is my attention, and it might be just actually on some really negative thoughts. So maybe you're just feeling a bit shitty, and then you're just kind of like sitting there, and then just maybe eating something like, I don't know, popcorn or whatever, and then just like dwelling on all your negative thoughts, and just think, right, is this actually a good use of time? Like, is this good thinking? Because there's a difference between like productive thinking and just wallowing. You can think, right, I'm actually like making a plan of how I want to achieve things, or am I just kind of going around in these like self-pity kind of cycles of, oh, I'm the victim of this, and my life is well. Or have you made a plan of like, right, I want to get this sorted, so I'm going to work on this, or whatever it is. So just really notice where your attention is and choose your distractions, and then you'll get far more of your priorities reached, and it will just make your life so much more positive, because you'll actually achieve what you wanted to, and you'll feel more in control of your life instead of just being distracted by endless things all the time. So I hope that helps. Please do comment below if you agree, or if you've got any other comments, and I'd love to know what you think. And any more questions on anything I've said, or anything else that you want me to talk about, then please just let me know. Leave a message, send me a DM, whatever works for you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers, guys.